What's shaking, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shay, and today is the start of a new vlog. The air conditioner is on, as you can hear, and we're just gonna swing through this because this is very late. It is very late right now, and I need to get this intro filmed. But welcome to a new vlog. I'm gonna insert a clip of me spinning my romance wheel for my physical read. If you don't know what I'm doing here, I have put all of my physical romance reads on a wheel, some sequels I need to get to, and some that I pulled out of my March TBR jars, put them on a wheel. I have spun them, and here's what I got. I'll insert the clip. Okay, so this was absolutely not what I wanted. I read the last book in the series earlier this month. This is just series gets absurd, and this next book, which is Captivated by You, I think, they say, like, even fans of the series have a difficult time with this book and the one after it. So I'm not looking forward to necessarily reading it. I'm 30% into the book. And again, this book, we are getting the mailman character's point of view, which in previous books we have not gotten, but it's just compounding on the toxicity of this relationship. But again, as I've said previously about these books, it's like a car crash and you can't look away. I want to know what happens. I've now invested, I've read 3 previous books about these characters, and this is the 4th book, and I'm still invested in these characters, so I'm going to continue to read. However, it's not pulling me in, it's not captivating me. I started this book couple days ago, and again, I'm only 30% in, and normally I fly through romance books, but I just have not really felt the urge or the need to pick this one up. So then, instead of drawing, I also have a wheel for my audio reads, which include my fantasy, my sci-fi, and my mystery thriller books. And instead of spinning the wheel, I chose to read a book that I need to get to this month. It's one I've been putting off, and I'm not lying, I have been putting it off, but I did finally start this, and that is going to be Royal Assassin. So I reread Assassin's Apprentice in January. I had read it previously and gave it 3 stars and never continued on, and then I reread it in January with the, thoughts that I was actually going to continue on this time. And so I have started this one. I'm 18% in, which this is a beefy boy, so 18% is a figure ways into the book. Actually, I think I'm more than 18% in, maybe 20%. I don't know, somewhere along there. I haven't looked, but I would say I'm 18 to 20% in. And I'm actually really enjoying my time with this one over Assassin's Apprentice. And I don't know if it's because I feel more connected with Fitz than I did in Assassin's Apprentice, but I don't know. So at the beginning of Assassin's Apprentice, I actually really enjoyed it, and then the further we got into the book, my enjoyment dwindled. And so we're at the beginning of the book, so again, I'm enjoying the beginning of the book. Is my enjoyment going to dwindle as time goes on? I really don't know. If you don't know what Assassin's Apprentice is by Robin Hobb, it follows a bastard son, and basically him getting involved with the royal court, him training to be an assassin, and him just growing up as the bastard son. So it's a really character-driven story. There's plot to it, but it's more character-driven, and I didn't really care for Fitz in the first one, and I feel like Robin Hobb didn't do a great job of kind of like telling us where we are timeline-wise. Like at the beginning of the book, we get his age, but then you don't really realize as the book goes on how much time is passing and what age he is at what certain events happen in the book. So I know in this book we are starting out when he is 15. So I do know that. I've gotten that one time, he's 15. But I feel like, I don't know if that's going to continue on with the story. I kind of like to know as I'm reading, like timeline-wise, age-wise, where are we at? How old is Fitz now that he's doing this? But I am enjoying Royal Assassin. I put this off. I did not want to pick it up, not only because it is beefy and it's lengthy, but also because I gave Assassin's Apprentice again 3 stars for my second read through, so I wasn't super excited to pick this up. But now that I'm like 20% into this and enjoying my time, I'm like less upset when I have to pick it up. I am looking forward to getting further into the book, and I'm happy that I picked up this second book, and I'm going to continue to read it and hopefully enjoy it. So I will check back in probably when I finish Captivated by You, or when I have different thoughts on Royal Assassin. So I finished Captivated by You, which is the fourth book in the Crossfire series by Sylvia Day, and this series is just going on way too long. I mean, there's nothing new happening. There's just explicit scenes with not much plot at this point. I did appreciate that we had Gideon's point of view in this story. So in the previous 3 books, all we had was Eva's point of view, no Gideon. In this book, we finally get Gideon's point of view, and the obsession that these two have with each other is a little bit, like, not weird, but just over the top, which some people may like that, but also I just feel like there's not much plot. It's the same recycled things over and over from book to book. It's got another book to go, number 5, and that one gets really terrible reviews. I am like a completionist, so I will read the 5th and final book, but the 4th book got 2 stars. I'm kind of disappointed. I've been disappointed in this series. I gave the 2nd book 2 stars. I've given the 4th book 2 stars. I think the other books got 3 stars. We'll have to see how things go from here. And now it's time to spin the wheel for my next physical read. Okay, so I have this wheel. We're spinning it. A long time coming. So this is the 3rd book in the Megan Quinn series. It starts with a Not So Meet Cute, which I read the 2nd book in the series recently and absolutely gave that one 5 stars. I gave the 1st book in the series 2 stars. I really didn't like it. The 2nd book in the series, 5 stars. That's so not meant to be. It was 5 stars, and now we're going to move into A Long Time Coming, which I am excited about. I will check in when I have some thoughts. Okay, first, I don't think I have updated on Royal Assassin, and this book is very large, and it seems like the audiobook is going on forever. I'm 60% in now. This is like a 30-hour audiobook, and I swear to God, I have been listening to this book on my commute, all of the chances, and still 60% into the story, which leads me to the conversations about book editing. So a lot of people think that, there's a lot of conversation now about modern day, how authors or big authors are not edited. And this just goes to show you that it's not just modern day authors that aren't edited. This book came out a long time ago, and I think this book could have been pared down significantly. I am enjoying the story. This basically is a coming of age story of a king in waiting's bastard son. And so it's a great story. We start from when he was young, and we're going to move all the way up until he's very old. But I don't know that it needed to be this particularly long. I think this should have been edited down. I think we could have had like 200 probably pages less. With that being said, I do enjoy this one more than the first one. The characters are more fleshed out. I'm enjoying a lot of the side characters more in this one than the first one, and I'm going to continue on with the series. And I'm not going to complete this vlog until I finish this particular book, because I don't want to do that. But I really love this stunning edition. Here's the back of it. Gorgeous. This is the Illumicrate edition. Let me take the cover off of it, and you can see like the naked hardcover. It's like this scene, and then we have Fitz and Night Eyes and the King and the Fool. So I love the art on this. I do, again, like this book better than the first one. I will continue on. Just of note, I believe the 3rd book is longer and much bigger than this one. So it's just all interesting how there's conversations about how editors, we don't edit books anymore, but case in point, editing has been an issue for a long while. Now that we have gotten that update out of the way, let's chitty chat about A Long Time Coming, which I finished because I read it all in about one setting because I loved the book so much. And this is so interesting to me because I, again, gave the first book 2 stars. I gave the second book 5 stars. I'm giving this book 5 stars. And I don't know if it's because I wasn't a romance reader when I read the second one, and maybe I didn't appreciate it. It makes me want to kind of go back and read it, but not really. So I don't know. And I've given a lot of books 5 stars recently, which is like not me. I don't do that. And is something wrong with me? Do I just like all these books that make me feel good? I don't know. It's an interesting thought process. But basically, A Long Time Coming is following our youngest Kane brother and his best friend, who he has had as his best friend for 10 years. She is now getting married to a man that he absolutely positively does not like, but he's going to do everything in his power to try to be okay with it because this is his best friend. And if he's not okay with it, then he's probably going to lose her in some kind of sense. And when I say that they are best friends, they do everything together. They know each other like 100%. And so he is going to be her man of honor and helps her kind of try to plan this wedding that turns out to be kind of disastrous, and it goes from there. But I do like this. I used to hate Friends to Lovers. I used to hate it. It used to be like, but now I see that it can absolutely positively be done correctly. And this is another instance where I think that it is done completely correctly. If you want a book where he falls first, this is one, and where he is down bad, this is one of those books. I adored Breaker. I thought that our female main character, Leah, I didn't like her as much. I just found it very interesting that she was like all taken aback that he had these feelings, and that was a little bit jarring to me, but overall I really enjoyed the book. I loved it. I read it in almost one sitting. So we're going to spin the wheel again because I'm going to keep this vlog going until I finish Royal Assassin. And we have our wheel. We're going to spin it. And I'm going to see. Okay, so this is Gus. So this is the second book in the series that starts with Brightside, which I gave 5 stars. Last month, I absolutely adored it, and I am looking forward to seeing where this character's arc goes. Looking forward to continuing on in this series. I'm very, I don't know, I feel like I'm making a lot of progress in my series this month, but I feel like sometimes when you're just reading a series back to back to back, or you're not introducing new things, sometimes it can get a little stagnant. So we'll see how things go. This may be the last book that I read from my wheel this month, and I may pivot and read something else. We'll see. You'll have to check the next reading log, but I'll check in when I get into the book. Okay, long time no chat. I have different hair now. And I didn't update you guys because I got pink eye in both eyes. And so, of course, I couldn't be on camera and I couldn't read a lot physically because of my eyes. So, I didn't update, but I did finish both of my books. Let's talk about it. First of all, I finally finished Royal Assassin, and this is the second book in the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb, and I definitely enjoyed this one more than book 1. I definitely got really into it the farther in the book that I went, so I gave this one 4 stars. I think the characters are really coming into their own. I had an issue with timing in the first book, how it never really lets you know how old Fitz was when different things were happening. It never kind of lets you know how much time is passing. It did a very good job in this book in that front. So one of my complaints again was solved with this one. I liked the characters more. I liked the plot more. Some parts of this book I was on the edge of my seat. So really truly liked this one. It pulled emotions out of me, all of the things, so it wound up getting 4 stars for me. Do I think that it still could have been edited down? Yes, I do think that I still have that in my mindset because this is a very beefy book. It was 29 hours and some odd on audio, so it took me a long time to get through. But overall, ended up enjoying this one. And actually at the end, I was like, I really want to go on to the next book, which is a good sign for books for me. But I'm not going to go ahead and go on to the next one. But I did end up enjoying it. Gave it 4 stars. Now, I did read Gus by Kim Holden. I loved Brightside 100%. This is not a series that you can read as a standalone. You need to have read Brightside before you go on to Gus. And this deals with a lot of things, the aftermath of Brightside, and I'm trying to not be spoilery, but it deals with our main character in the aftermath of what happened in book one. His emotions, his feelings, everything. He is a rock star, so he is the lead singer of a pretty successful band, and he's also going through how to deal with that, the emotions from that, the fallout from book one, everything that's happening, and he falls in love with this girl who is imperfect. She has scars. She's been burned, some of her body, so she's not perfect. She clearly also, again, when I talked about reading Redeemed and how people with disabilities, physical disabilities, try to hide themselves, and this again is a girl who has been burned from a car accident on one side of her body, and she's always trying to hide herself, and when she faces people, she faces them from the certain direction that the burns are not at, so they don't notice it as much. So we get her turmoil, and there's a lot of things in her life that are not exactly right. We get what the disability has done for her, and then we have Gus, who is our obviously broken male main character, and the love story between these two. I wound up giving it 4 stars. I didn't give it 5 stars because I didn't feel the yearning and the tension as much as I like to feel in my romance books. I overall really did think that this was a more realistic romance. I really do think it was more realistic, but I am one that reads romance books for the, I don't know, the daydream, the things that you may not get in real life. Anyway, I do think it was a cute romance. I do think that the topics addressed were wonderful, but overall it just gave me 4 stars. So that's the second book in that series. Now I am going to wrap up this vlog because I feel like I have been, reading these books forever because of my pink eye, but it is what it is, and I'm happy that I did get to get my hair done and the pink eye did not ruin that for me, so that's a plus. But I'm going to go ahead and close out this vlog. Let me know if you've read any of these books, how you feel about them in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next one.